Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Tisha, and today's video is very different, but one I'm very excited to film for you and share. It's going to be called The Final Tour Makeup That's on the Chopping Block. I know a lot of you come here to watch my Bath & Body Works content, which is great. That's my favorite content to make. Absolutely love reviewing candles, hauling, all the things, checking out new small brands. That is really what I like to do on here. But as I've always said, I like to sprinkle in makeup. So as I was doing my last declutter, which I think I've shared with you at this point, I just called it like my whole makeup collection, because what I did was I just went through everything and I pulled things out that were definitely ones I wanted to get rid of. And then I had started this bucket here. And this bucket was, I'm not quite ready to get rid of it, but I don't want it to sit in my collection any longer. So I wanted to just kind of introduce this bucket because I'm going to probably bring it up and reference it in some videos in the future. But like I said, this is a makeup video, so if you're not here for that, I totally get it. But if you are, you know, into makeup, sprinkled in with the Bath & Body Works, into reviews and some ranking and all of that kind of stuff, just talking about our purchases and talking about whether it's worth your money or not, please consider subscribing and like this video and leave me a comment down below if I'm mentioning some of the things that kind of give you the nostalgia that some of the things in this bucket give me. Because like I said, I've always been a makeup YouTube subscriber. I follow a lot of people. So, I mean, it's definitely something that I've invested a lot of my time and my money into. So, like I said, it gives me a little bit of that same thing that like when we're talking about a Bath & Body Works candle that hasn't come out in 5 years and they're kind of like releasing something and is it a dupe and all of that stuff. That's the kind of the same thing for makeup lovers too. So this video is the final tour makeup that's on my chopping block. And so all I'm going to do is just kind of introduce the bucket, introduce the idea, and then I'm going to tell you like when you're going to see these products again. And I kind of implore you to maybe go into your own collection if you have a bigger one. Like I said, some of you on here tell me you do follow me for the makeup, which is super cool. And just maybe pull out your own items that might be in that same realm of, you know, it's getting older and sitting in your drawer, it's just going to get older. So anyways, but before I get into that, like this is like my 10th before I get into that, I'm burning my berry waffle cone. This is the video I'm working on for Instagram. Once a week, I'm going to post a candle review on Instagram with my scent of the day, just trying to get a little bit more on there. I don't post a ton of stuff. I honestly had Instagram for like 4 years and I had one picture of my son from kindergarten. I mean, talk about not really being on the platform. That was me. But I'm going to do some duping. So I pulled out Raspberry Jam Donut just to see what they smell like together and talk about my thoughts. And I have a huge candle the new scents summer ranking video. Obviously I need to work on that title, but it's got like 13 different candles in it. And I've pulled up similar candles and all that stuff. Going to talk about which ones are powerhouses, which ones are light, but like in a good way. I got a lot of notes. It's going to be a long video. So I will warn you in that video to grab a snack and a drink and have all your chores done for the day, because we'll be just ranking candles for the rest of that day. But anyway, so we're going to get into this. So I watched Samantha March. I've talked about her several times, and she had done something similar to this. I know I've kind of taken her title a little bit, but I really love music too. So the final tour was like cool to me because I thought, oh, I'm gonna theme this around some songs and some music and all that stuff. But these were makeup products in her collection that just deserved one last, go. And that's kind of what a final tour is. When a band does its final tour, it's the epic, So I'm going to do a lot of talking about these products, but just because they are all products that I like for different reasons. So that's kind of the why I'm doing this video. I easily could just declutter it or just use it up and not talk about it. But some of the products in here just have really good memories for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from this bucket into another smaller little thing and use that makeup once a week for sure. Also maybe for a few special videos, but I kind of want to show you like what major products got put in there. So here are 3 palettes that I have loved on for years, and I will show you these palettes. These are probably my most beat up palettes in my collection. So Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. And this is just like there's some dips in these shades. I wish I don't have the equipment. There's a dip in this. I'm going to hit pan on that. And that's kind of my goal. Like if I hit pan on this shade, then I'll be ready to say goodbye. So This is the last of the 5 pans, and as you saw, it was pretty beat up. So it's definitely not something I want to pass on to anybody. But in their day, these palettes were like such a big deal. So that has kind of made its way into the final tour. Another one is the Urban Decay Born to Run. This was such a hyped up palette, and it was for a good reason. This was the quality that like you wanted everything to be. I mean, this shade I want in like a single, but I have everything in here that I could need. And I told myself if I use this palette and give it some more love and I still want it, I just want to grab a new one. Because this palette has been used day in, day out for a long time in my collection. So this one's going to get a lot of love. But then, like I said, if I still want it, I'm going to get another one. Because honestly, that's okay. And then the last one was a collab. Well, one of my favorite collabs that I ever picked up. It was the Pretty Fun Fearless Ciate London with Chloe Morello. And this was just like my cool color story dream. And I loved the shimmers, but it is old. And I'm just going to give it a little bit more love, and then this is going to go as well. So I only put in those 3 palettes. Now I wanted to show you just some other like sneaky peek things. I will not go through this whole bucket, so this video is not going to be that long. Like things like this that really need to be thrown away. This is like a Tarte. It's a Blush and Glow Duo in Pink Champagne. And I've held on to this just because I have yet to find this color of blush. And that's silly. Look at that. That is used and loved. This is a beautiful highlighter. I really, really like just the color of it, and it works on my skin so pretty. It's this right here. I've been just watching other things for another video, but I have never found this color of blush anywhere, and I can't even really, I can use my brush a little bit to get it, but it's like dead, and I'm just like, I'm going to use that highlighter a little bit more, and then this has to go. I can't hold on to it because I'm waiting to find another one, but I thought that was pretty funny because that looks pretty stinking used. Some other things in here are just like Tarte Lipsticks. These were my favorite. These are very old. Salt Life is one of the most like beautifulest shades of lipstick I've ever had. Beautifulest, is that a word? And I cannot find that. So I'm looking kind of for a replacement because I don't even think they sell these Color Splash lipsticks anymore. But there's a lot of stuff in this bucket, like this little collection. I had a bunch. I had too many, and then I narrowed it down to 3, and I still didn't find myself using them that often. So these are never going to go back into my collection. These are just things I'm going to use, and then when I feel like it's time, I'm going to put them in a declutter. Another thing is some of the Huda lipsticks. So in my declutter, you'll see that I get rid of like bags of liquid lipsticks, but I only really like the Ofra brand, but these were ones I really did enjoy. So I've put them in here to use up, and, then they're going to go. Also, let's see, making this quick. I have some Stila Glitters. So these, I used and used, and they barely look used. I really feel like I've gotten a lot of use out of these, but this one looks pretty good. I mean, I have like a solid dent in here, but I have a ton of these, like a ton. This was something I wore for a couple of years, and they're just really, they're gone. Like people don't talk about these anymore. So they've gone into the bucket because I'm going to get rid of them after I've used them a little bit more, and that's okay. Let's see, what else do I want to share with you quickly? Scented makeup products. So like, I have a bunch of Too Faced peach stuff in here. It has the slightest scent of peach. I really loved this blush, and I loved the packaging on these, but this is another thing that just, what I'm basically saying is anything in this bucket is not going back in my collection. Once I've used it, if I'm like, I don't really love that, it's gonna go. Even if I didn't get all the use out of it, I would. But like for this blush was like one of my favorite colors. And it's got a sheen to it. I mean, you can kind of see it there, but it smelled like peaches. It had this whole experience. But when scented makeup goes bad, it seems to go bad quicker because again, you're like, doesn't smell right, but it's time to go. I have some base products in here. These just, I've used a lot, but I still have quite a bit in here. And this was a really good shade match for me. This is the nude shade in the Peach Perfect. Still smells good. This is the primer. Still smells good, but I don't do full coverage. So these I have to actually make myself use. So they're in here as well. So a lot of this stuff, I'm just laughing, but I have drawers of little samples of things I've wanted to try to see if I want the bigger size, but like, I don't ever pull the sample, so they're all in here to get used. So this is like the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Do I see myself spending $100 on a cream? No. This is the Beauty Bakery Flour face powder. I wanted to try this, but when I have all these little samples, this is the one size from Patrick Star powder. I just want to use these up, and then if it's a product I really liked in the sample, I want to put it on a wish list, but I don't want to have drawers and drawers of samples when I have this big of a collection. I'm almost done. I have a few more things I want to share with you. Just like I said, nostalgia reasons. Colourpop Super Shock Shadows. Remember these videos, guys? These had their time, and I only kept the ones that are still good, giving me color. I had a ton. This one's getting there. I had a ton of these that were dried out. And like I said, I don't know why we thought we needed 50 of these. There's no way to use them up. So I got a little bit of use out of these, but basically if I try them, and that gave me some color, but if I try them and I look and I don't like them, they're going in the declutter. So lots of that kind of thing. This is in here just because this is personal preference. Sorry. I have a lot of friends that do, I don't want to say MLM. I don't want to be negative. That sell, you know, sell their own products for a job. And I've supported every single one that I can think of. I cannot think of a person I didn't support. I don't tend to love these products. I know what I like. And so I'm going to stop doing this year for sure. Because I just bought these lip scents last year from a friend. She'd sent me something and I thought it was sweet. So I bought something, and, you know, then I get a lot of, hey, we got this, we got that. And I'm like, no, I mean, let me just send you a picture of my collection, because I won't need whatever they come out with. I promise you. But I did this with a few other like body care brands and, you know, things. And it's like, so no more. I love you. If you watch these videos, I love you, but I'm not buying any of this stuff anymore. I try it once and then it goes into the collection. So that's not going back in. And I think that's pretty good. I mean, like I said, a lot of liquid lips, scented makeup, liquid lipsticks I'm done with. I'm done with you. I will not be buying you no more. If you guys come back with a vengeance, like we switched back from the bullet and the lip gloss to these, I'm going to be mad, because I used to have this. I never had dry lips. My lips would be cracked. I'd have like little, you know, awful. I had to do so much to get my lips back to healthy when I would use these kind of products. And they just never felt great either. So that's pretty much what's in this bucket. It's all staying in this bucket. These products I just pulled out are going back in here too. And basically, I'm going to pull products. I'm going to use them for a little bit. If I love them, they can go back in this bucket. If I don't love them, they're going in the declutter. And so you're going to see this huge bucket of makeup have more of an intention in my collection. It's definitely served its purpose for me. I mean, I have a lot of stuff in here as well. I can't talk today. Why am I making this video? That the packaging's changed. So I'm like, this is old. It still works. But like, they've already like had a whole rebrand, and I still have the product, and it's still pretty much new to me. So just a lot of that kind of stuff. But when I'm done with it, it's getting tossed, and I'm going to try to theme like my little goodbyes to like songs or something. Cause like I said, I really do love music too. But let me know down below if you think this is a good idea for a video. It's not quite a declutter, and it's not quite a collection video. It's kind of something in the middle. But I really did want to film it for you, just because, like I said, I do this a lot to keep my collection fresh. I do it a lot with Bath & Body Works too. I have another video coming before SAS of stuff I'm going to try to use up. Then I can justify hauling. Because, I mean, we have a lot of stuff, right? Like, I have friends in my life that have one lotion and one body spray and, you know, one candle at a time. And I'm like, but they have something else. They are jewelry people, or they might be nail polish people and have like a rack of 200 nail polishes and, you know, stuff like that. We all have our somethings. Those, you guys know fully now what my somethings are. Makeup, Bath & Body Works, candles. Those are my things. I have too much of them. But I feel like it's okay. It's a harmless little hobby. For example, in my household, my person, I don't know what to call him. He's not my boyfriend. We're too old for that. So he's my man friend. There we go. He has a lot of, you know, Harley stuff. So one of his Harley items costs as much as everything in this bucket, but it sure does look like a lot more for me, because I have like this and an Alex 9 drawer, which is like an Amazon. and like these shelves back here full of candles. But honestly, they really are the same in the amount of money we're spending. So that's what this conversation's about. So leave me a comment down below of anything that you thought of this video. It was a little rambly. I didn't have my thoughts put together, as you could see. But I will be talking about this not every month. I don't plan to bring you a video on it every month, but I just think it's really smart because, like I said, this is going to help me in the future. As you guys see, I do buy a lot of products, but it's going to help me in the future not to just continually buy the same stuff. Like, I now know that, you know, even if I do buy a new palette of this, I really got a lot of use out of it. But I now know that when something like this kind of product comes back out, I don't need to buy 20 of them. 1 or 2 will last me the entire time that product is cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use this stuff. I'll talk about it in future videos, and I'm going to stop talking because I'm probably just going to start back over from the beginning. But I really do appreciate you if you watch this point. You guys just are so kind to me in the comments. But leave me one down below of what you think of the Stila video. And I will see you guys in a video tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye.